In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Relic guitars. Is it artwork or is it just damn pretentious? In today's episode, we're going to talk about it. I'm sure this episode will divide the comment section, but let's keep it friendly down there and let's get started with today's episode. Hey guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Ben Keightley, and today we're going to be discussing Relic guitars, and in particular, the Fender Relic guitars. Over the last 20 or so years, it's been a massive trend to Relic guitars in custom shops or even do it yourself, and it basically mimics the look of an aged guitar that has been authentically worn. But over the last couple of years, I've seen a lot of Relic guitars that are a little bit over the top and kind of gone into the category of super Relic. This takes the guitar to a degree of aging which is very unrealistic and very unachievable for most musicians playing their guitars. Here are a couple of examples of some super Relic guitars that are very extreme and very unrealistic. The Fender Custom Shop have been doing relicing for decades. They kind of pioneered this kind of weathered look on a guitar. So the degrees of aging in the Fender Custom Shop world are split into 5 different categories. You have NOS, which stands for New Old Stock, basically mimicking a guitar that hasn't been actually played but been put in a case or in a cardboard box for many years and then been taken out, so it should look brand new. We then have the Closet Classic finish. This is a very kind of light checking to the finish but no visible dents or sanding marks to the finish. Then we have Journeyman, which is probably the most desirable level of relicing. It mimics a guitar that's been played for maybe 10 or 20 years, but has been looked after very well. So you just have a little bit of wear markings on the neck and where your arm would sit on the body. It's a very kind of tasteful relicing and very realistic to the aging that a guitar will actually sustain in its life. Then you have the Relic. This staging of relicing is like you took that Journeyman guitar and then you took it on tour for 30 or 40 years. We're going to start to see very heavy lacquer checking with lots of sanded down areas and lots of dings and dents to the finish. Again, I think this is probably one of the most desirable relicing styles in the Fender Custom Shop, as you get that sanded down neck which feels really cool and very nice. It also allows the guitar to resonate a bit more because the lacquer has actually been sanded off the guitar. As I said, I think this is the most desirable category alongside Journeyman relicing. And then finally we have the heavy Relic to super Relic, which is kind of the extremities of the relicing scale. Think the Rory Gallagher model, where all of the paint is sanded off, or John Mayer's black one. These are extreme examples of where the guitar has basically been aged to have basically no finish on it all, or no shininess to the finish. In today's episode, we actually are going to be showing you a super Relic guitar, a Fender guitar that has been so aged, it looks like it's been a smoky bars, it looks like a car has run over it, it's been absolutely battered. And the question is this art or is it pretentious? Do you guys like the look of this, or do you think it's a little bit silly? Because obviously, naturally, it's very rare for a guitar to have this much aging done to, unless it has been toured for 40 years in smoky bars and been kept in very poor conditions. So let's look past this finish. Let's talk about the specs of this amazing Fender Stratocaster. So this is a W21 limited 56 Strat super heavy Relic. So as I just mentioned, obviously it's a 56 spec Stratocaster, so you're going to get a maple neck on this one with an older body. In terms of pickups on this guitar, we have the fat 50s pickups in the neck bridge and middle. What I really like about this guitar is the neck carve. We have the off-center V shape, which is a bit like that Clapton soft V type shape. Very comfortable, very rounded and very easy to play. And we have a 9.5 inch radius on this one. We have Makata black inlay dots, and obviously we have that kind of heavy, kind of dark tint over the fretboard to make it look aged or patinaed as if it has been in a smoky environment for a long time. We obviously have that aged Olympic white finish, which is barely left on the guitar, and we have 1-ply white pickguard, which is strangely not aged at all. It must be the type of material that they used in the 50s didn't age at all. I do think this guitar would look better with a slightly more kind of minted out guard from the aging process, but that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, this is a 21 fret Stratocaster, 6-point bridge and vintage style tuners as you'd usually expect on a 50s Strat. This is a Fender custom shop guitar, so obviously it comes in a lovely package with this lovely G&L case. Of course, we come with the certificate of authenticity and the floor traveller and the amazing Fender custom shop strats, which are the best in the business. So that's pretty much all the specs that we have for this 56 Stratocaster. Let's hear it in action now in the tone demo and see how it performs. So guys, what are my final thoughts on today's episode? In my opinion, I think Relicing is very tasteful. For me, I prefer a guitar that's maybe closet classic, journeyman, or very light heavy Relic. I really like lacquer checking. I think it's really aesthetic and subtle enough where it doesn't look like a caricature of a Relic guitar. I do like sanded down areas a little bit, but I do agree with the philosophy that you should kind of wear in your own guitar and have a guitar that feels good to you in the way that you want. My problem with these heavy Relic guitars is that they're very divisive. Some people are going to like them and some people are going to hate them, and the main reason for that is that the relicing is sometimes unnatural. For example, in the one that we have today, the relicing goes around the pickguard where your hand is never actually going to come into contact. There is marks all over this guitar, so we're getting into a point where there's artistic liberties being taken to this guitar. It's not a natural Relic job, it's not recreating an actual model, it's actually creating its own style, and the relicing is now becoming a finish option rather than just a replication of how aged the guitar is. This is exciting though, because it creates a new way of creating finishes for guitar, and this guitar almost looks like it's been at the bottom of a pirate ship for years on end and just been discovered. The other bonuses of getting a Relic guitar is that the guitar is not going to have the downsides of natural aging. Obviously the guitar is not going to be warped, it's brand new and it's set up to be played, whereas a lot of guitars in this state, if they were from the 60s, 70s, 80s, would be in horrendous state and would actually need a lot of work to get up to the level of this custom shop. So there's lots of pros and cons. I think at the end of the day, it's your opinion on what you like in guitars. Personally, I'd go for a journeyman Relic or maybe a light heavy Relic if I was getting a Strat, Jazzmaster or Telly. But most importantly, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have a debate in the comment section. Let me know what you like in terms of relicing and what you think is ugly or what you think is attractive. And I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. But whilst you're down there, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel so we can get bigger and better guitars on this channel. But thank you so much for listening today, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Squealing Pig Guitars. Until then guys, keep rocking, I'll see you soon.